world is an impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless. No, you rest in the murky gloom, slowly dissolving into nothingness. Sometimes your repose is troubled by unpleasant and persistent tremors coming from the places where your legs used to be. You do your best to ignore them. Wait, have my legs actually been removed? Or is it just that I'm so mentally hazy and in pain that I just can't feel my legs? I'm assuming they haven't actually cut off my legs, because that's probably a problem. Away, you vulture, this is not your prey. A vaguely familiar voice reaches you through the curtain of darkness, but your disobedient thoughts refuse to reveal where and when you've heard it before. What's just recently or 100 lifetimes ago? The trembling coming from your legs is replaced with a violent jerking motion, and then it finally stops. From this phantasmagoria retreat, and deftly seize, my merchant vagabond, the puppet master's strings left dangling, again rise up to take your place and dance. A spark ignites in the darkness, and its light ruthlessly cuts through the gloom that envelops you. An ugly image of the reality around you assaults your retina. You can feel your body again and realize it is filled with pain. Your shoulder is sore from an injection. Help. Rogue trader Ignatius von Valencius lies before you. Kneel and help me to rise. Ignore the vaguely familiar voice, or until I get a cup of recaf, my vital status is yet to be determined. So, I know that this is the individual, who I believe is a Harlequin, but I don't know. It seems the rogue trader is less aware of who is by him. Part of me is tempted by this. Just calling out help feels a little too weak. But the calling out to a random person nearby, kneel and help me rise. I'm going for it. Rogue trader Ignatius von Valencius lies before you. Kneel and help me to rise. The stranger's tone speaks of bored indifference. Let your hauteur a steady crutch become, and vanity its elbow offer up. So we could attempt the crowds to feel our body, look at a rescuer, or just ask, where am I? Let's try and feel our body first. We succeeded. You immediately regret this decision. Every inch of your body is suffering. There's a dull, debilitating pain in your head caused by chemicals of some kind. Your body is covered in cuts made either for fun or with sinister intent. All of your organs appear to be intact, but the same cannot be said for your blood. You have lost a great deal. Finally, a strange gnawing spasm occasionally flares at the base of your skull. It is not severe, but for some reason, it is what concerns you most of all. Yeah, the thing that they sent into my head through my nostril is probably what that's talking about, which is not good. As someone who's currently also playing Baldur's Gate and remembers the opening, or Baldur's Gate 3, and remembers the opening scene with the parasite in the eyeball, seems similar. All of your equipment is gone. As for your shoes, you do not even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies or open your veins. Look around. You are surrounded by the dead. Numerous corpses, mutilated bodies, and pieces thereof. Humans, Drukhari, and other xenos unfamiliar to you lie motionless in this gruesome mortuary. Look at our rescuer. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry figure of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind emphatically refuses to continue, for every moment of concentration causes you suffering. I've seen you somewhere before. Who are you? A dream, obscure of death, deliverance, illuminating will and agony. Where am I? Among the shadows in the wings you lie. Where taut are pulled the puppet's master's strings. The stranger intricately links his fingers to mimic the tools of a puppeteer. And my companions, where are they? Not here. The roles have been decided now. But if you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together or to doom. The figure's cruel laughter follows. This overture in verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark you now upon your pilgrimage, and take my parting gift, a humble prop. The stranger deposits something in your hand and disappears into the twilight. Gift from beyond the grave. Say, pistol. An unremarkable and weak pistol, the engravings covering its surface is far more valuable than any meager stopping power it might possess. Attempt to rise. You may have commanded multiple planets and millions of lives in your former life, but in this new reality, not even your own feet will obey you. As if to punish you for your arrogance, your disobedient limbs send a sharp jolt of pain up your body. Requires Iconoclast and Willpower 30. Remember all the people whose lives depend on you. Requires Dogmatic. Overcome this trial in the Emperor's name, for your service to him is not yet ended. There's a heretical option we don't know. We could just simply rise and gather our strength, or just stay down. We'll use the Dogmatic option. Overcome this trial in the Emperor's name, for your service to him is not yet ended. Your cracked lips work in tandem with your burning lungs to expel the familiar words of prayer. Each uttered line fills your body with his light, giving you strength and driving away the pain as if the Emperor himself is commanding you to rise. You make another attempt. We gain Plasteel Discipline as a permanent effect, and 5 Dogmatic. Grants +2 deflection. We just permanently take 2 less damage from every attack? Alright, not gonna say no to that. Your bare feet feel like they are stuffed with rags and refuse to obey. You have to draw upon all your willpower to suppress the rebellion and stand upright. The pain that engulfs your whole body immediately makes you question the wisdom of this act of defiance. Hey, Pseudonym. Are you just arriving? Because you've missed some stuff. Find the missing companions. Yep. The corpses smile at you with warmth and whisper quietly, "It is over for you. Join us." Alright, well, quick synopsis. Where we ended the last stream, we'd just gotten to this ship where Iliad said she had heard rumors that her people were seen nearby. Turns out it was a trap set by Marzahai, the Drukhari who's been sort of dogging us for a while. We were captured by the Drukhari, put on a fake trial where they were trying to determine who our contact is amongst the Drukhari to give us the information so that we were always ahead of them. And then afterwards they killed Marzahai because they thought he was guilty and attempted to kill us. I don't know if either of us actually died. Marzahai might still be alive somewhere. But we woke up in this pile here of bodies with all of our gear, I think, stolen, besides this pistol that we were just handed, by what I think is a Harlequin, who said essentially that we have more to play in this role. Yeah.
We need to investigate.
So now we need to find our companions and get off this ship.
I rise to the occasion.
I'll take that melta charge. Lost contact with the flagship. At the moment, it is impossible to remove trophies from the cargo, since communication with the flagship hasn't been established. Got it. Hey, beggar. Don't hurt me. I've got nothing for you to take. Hey, Pomegranate. That's some sick story progression to join the stream too. How's it going? It's going well. Our character's in a bad spot, but I'm sure we'll get out of it just fine. They stole all of our gear, but gear isn't what makes us powerful as a psyker, so we're actually a lot better off than many other characters would have been. It is nigh impossible to identify this horrendous spawn dressed in rags as a human being, or rather, a genetic anathema descended from human beings. The mutant's hideous appearance is complemented by brutal scars and partially flayed face. You seem to have made an equally poor impression on the wretch beggar. He sizes you up and rasps, "You look like a Grockspat. How are you still breathing with wounds like that?" Perception failed. The beggar's features are appalling to the point of being too offensive to look upon. "I'm in need of help. Attend me, commoner. For your help, I shall shower you with riches." Point your weapon at him. This is a robbery. Walk away from the beggar. "I'm in need of help." The mutant arches an eyebrow in bemusement. "Really? A gripping tale. And why should I give a crap?" I'm begging you. I need shelter and the assistance of a healer. The beggar looks at you skeptically, thinks for a moment, and then nods. Fine. Who else should a helpless soul in this accursed place if not another helpless sap, right? Come, I'll take you somewhere safe. He beckons you to follow him. He might be lying. Then something in his wrist clicks and a long blade coated with something foul thrusts out of it. A moment later, the blade sinks into your flesh. Come on, I couldn't dodge or attack back. You do not feel any pain. Not yet, at least. You merely watch in surprise as a spray of crimson fans through the air. You do not know when your hand sees the beggar's throat. Your fingers clench around it of their own accord. The mutant's eyes go wide, and a rattle escapes his reeking mouth. He dies before he can wound you again. You force yourself to release your grip on his crushed larynx. The pain finally reaches you through the veil of adrenaline, but the sensation is hardly shocking. What is another wound to you when your body is already suffering from 100 just like it? Well, so I can set things aside for cargo, presumably, but I can't actually pull anything out of cargo. Beggar's weapon is significantly better than the one we were given. A stim injection and pyromantic boots. The wearer cannot suffer the burning effect by walking over burning cells. The wearer inflicts +3 additional stacks of burning whenever they stand on burning cells. We don't really have a good way of making cells we're standing on burning, to my knowledge. But alright. The contents of the injector bubble playfully as if urging you to find out whether the liquid inside is poison or medicine. I mean, it's stim. We recognize that. We'll put on the boots. We'll take that pistol. They've sadly stolen our force staff as well, which is a shame. These corpses fell down here from above. You hear them whispering about the beauty of their long descent and the cruelty of the impact that broke their cold bodies.
Excellence matters.
More stim. Don't hurt me. I've got nothing for you to take. Alright, you get to live, beggar, since you didn't attack me. Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. That is surprising. Alright, there's something to search here.
I did fine.
A multi-key. Hands off, this corpse is mine.
Something of interest.
Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. Yes, you've said that already.
I rise to the occasion.
A skin patch removes 1 trauma. Wow. So we have a fresh injury. Hamstrung, your tendons have been carefully cut with a thin and sharp blade in order to cripple you without completely robbing you of the ability to move. Darkened eye, you can feel something crawling inside your eye. You've lost most of the vision in it. Deformed bones, your bones have been deformed, curved, and misaligned, making your movements clumsy and your body feel alien. Not broken, our bones have been deformed and curved. That's certainly a thing. 100 wounds. Your body is mangled by cruel torture. You are on the verge of death. Cannot be removed by regular means, but with enough stims, you'll be able to bear it just long enough to find a more efficient solution. So presumably if we used this, it would get rid of one of those. If I said to use that on myself.
Thank you. Now, where were we?
That did not actually fix anything. So we will not waste another one of those.
What in the world?
Didn't find anything of use. Okay. And I see this. Wide maw, the chute stretches into a mellow grin as if promising to disgorge a few more bodies to keep you company. So we can go up here to the left, or see what's over here to the right.
What is that?
Another search.
Excellence matters.
Another skin patch. Hello, beggar. Don't hurt me. And you? Don't hurt me, I've got nothing for you to take. If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it will be easier to breathe, and your lungs will stop burning. Yeah, we're not going to surrender to the cough and lie down.
We need to investigate. Done.
More skin patches. Probably be better if I found some of my allies who actually are good at medicine.
I did fine.
Well, at least we're finding lots of them.
It's about time.
What are you? An enormous eye stares at you through the glowing portal, or rather the portal is the eye of something enormous, and its maw patiently waiting for you to step inside. In a pleasant voice, the strange device invites you to put your hand in the depths and press the activate button. Alright, so we can't actually step into this. Because I was expecting that to be our exit out of this place after seeing it, but it seems like that's a no.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Nothing over there. There's so many dead people around you. How it must be, Voltvir. Damn him for what he has done to your crew. Hopefully all of these dead aren't my crew. And they're just those that the Eldari have taken before us. You fool, do you have a death wish? That's why people came here, to gut people like us. I'm still going to try and sneak past. Maybe they won't take any notice. I told you not to let them see you. They're hunters and butchers. So we could potentially athletics along this to get over to here. I assume that's what is intended. So if we try going... Problem is I don't actually know where we're trying to get to. Yeah, with them all looking this way, I'm sure walking forward would be bad. Let's try this.
Cannot be.
He's now facing that way.
None shall stand in my way.
Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. Shriekers. Whole bunch of shriekers. Whatever that is. The barking of weapons discharges become... The barking of weapons discharges becomes Theodore's disapproving grumble. Do you consider that to be the face of a rogue trader? Your brave enforcers spend their every waking moment training. After all, Voltvir could return at any moment and try to take over your ship again.
Follow my lead.
Okay, so we could just go to the pit, wherever that is. Part of me wants to see what else was back here, though, in case there's something important. Do I think I have any means to actually sneak over there? I mean, probably not. What harm is there in trying? Like, would they actually let me into a fight where I could use my abilities? Because these guys aren't showing up as enemies, so I can't really target them easily.
Smite the xenos.
Nope, we are in a fight. Okay. So we've got you, you, and you as our three enemies. Can I pull back into any sort of useful cover? You're melee, you're melee. You actually have a gun. I guess I'll start back here. can't go back over here anymore? Alright then. Usually it just lets me choose from the whole open area that I had to start with, but for whatever reason I can't anymore. That's fine. Start the battle. Okay. That hurts a bit.
That was insulting.
Alright. Usually I start with lighting myself on fire, and I'm not necessarily saying that that is a bad call. What about Melta? I'm not quite in a position where I can hit both of them in a line. If I moved somewhere else. There we go. So let's light myself on fire. Oh, that's doing a lot of damage. Maybe I ought not to do that. So I'm thinking I could light myself on fire, then run and gun, step over and melt the two of them. And by that point, my psi rating should be high enough to just insta-kill them. Because already, it's doing a significant amount of damage, and on a crit, it kills. So if I was a psi rating higher, I think it's more of a guarantee. Let's go here, then Melta them.
Nothing I can't do.
Hopefully it kills.
Value has been lost.
And it did. Then we run and gun. And Melta you.
All too easy. Give them stand a chance.
Perfect. Bunch of Drukhari gear we can't use. I'll take the grenade. The rest of it I think is fine to just put into cargo. Wear resistant boots. Grant +5 agility and 24% dodge against attacks of opportunity. Let's move you to cargo. And you to cargo. I'm unsure about those. I'll keep them.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
This fresh corpse has your face. Its killers are standing nearby. You would better steer clear of them, seeing as they have already succeeded in killing you once. The dead man grins condescendingly, beckoning you as to take a place beside him. He has this life figured out. I would guess the dead man has not figured out this life. So we did take another injury. Not ideal. But yeah, we got through that relatively simply.
A new challenge.
Meltas are really powerful. And now let's head down to the pit. Very interesting story direction to suddenly throw us back to being essentially weak nobodies. We've lost all of our gear, we've lost our crew. I'm still a high-ranked psyker, of course, but yeah. Alright, let's step forward and talk to these shriekers. Your wounds barely hurt at all, and your body feels surprisingly light. Sure. Let me into the arena. I'll make Kimuras tremble and shout my name. Is this a ladder? No, it's not. Malice. Shrieker, Malice's servant. Whole bunch of shriekers and Malice.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Enough. You said we were brothers in arms now. Shut up. It's your initiation. The shriekers don't let weaklings in. Some initiation. That poor sod is hilarious. The den you have found yourself in is filled with heady smoke, and the walls are lined with living shadows. The center of attention is a snake-like xenos. He is engaged in conversation with a pale, horrid-looking Drakari and pays you no mind, much like everyone else in here. Xenos lore test failed. This particular breed of abominable xenos is unfamiliar to you, but its appearance alone speaks of a vicious nature and inborn wickedness. Survey the room with an 80% chance? Sure. Everyone gathered here is armed. They all bear scars, and some even have fresh wounds. You notice a few humans among the xenos. They clamor in a mismatch of tongues, and their laughter rings with lunacy and bloodlust. The air is thick with an all-pervading sense of doom. Your trained eye does not fail to notice that virtually everyone in this place is under the influence of some substance or other, the powerful ones at that. It seems you have wound up in a narcotics den. Let's observe the scaled xenos. The leader of this gang is powerfully built. His scaled hide is reinforced with engraved metal in several spots. His long tail coiled around and around as his snake-like head sways gently from side to side. The xenos is enjoying a state of blissful relaxation. His companion, a gaunt Drakari, is looking at him obsequiously. Her entire body is adorned in hundreds of embedded steel beads and thousands of red injector marks. Address the leader. May we speak? The snake-like xenos either fails to notice your presence or is simply ignoring you. Iridescent eyelid membranes slide over his eyes, momentarily shuttering them. No doubt, a telling look among his kind. Without deigning to look at you, the cadaverous Drakari mutters, "Malice wants you to disappear, pathetic whelp." Address the scaled xenos. You are Malice, I take it. I require aid, I'm wounded. I can pay you handsomely for your assistance. Lovely day we're having, isn't it? Help me, I beg of you. Die, heinous beast, or step away from the xenos. You are Malice, I take it? His serpentine head turns to you with inhuman fluidity, his forked tongue tasting the air. I am Malice. You are an inconvenience. Get lost, or you'll find out how Malice deals with inconveniences, humanling. I require aid, I am wounded. What makes you think I care? No, don't answer. I don't care what makes you think that. Lovely day we're having, isn't it? He casts a sidelong glance at you and says skeptically, not for you by the looks of it. What do you mean, I'm perfectly well? Or, you are right, I could use the services of a healer. So go and look for them elsewhere. I'm not going to beg a xenos for help. I'll just step away. So, bunch of random shriekers.
Follow my lead!
Shriekers that light up green, which means I can talk to them. And they might actually have something to say. Try to fix the mechanism. Whatever it is. Or over here. Beggars, shriekers, more shriekers, beggars. Where do I want to go first? Let's go this way. I choose arbitrarily. I saw everything. You're cheating. You scum. I know you could not be that lucky. Please, leave me in peace, strong master. I'm not stealing or begging. I just sleep here for a bit and be gone. Let's keep playing, shall we? The fourth player is out, and fortune is smiling upon me. What about you, beggar? Master, could you spare the last few drops of your stimulant? Examine the gladiator's wounds.
What in the world?
A gruesome blow has caved in the gladiator's skull, but surprisingly, he is still alive. Failed the Medicaid test.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay, we can't get down this ladder. That's fine. I'm gonna hold off before fixing the mechanism. I don't know what that does, so I don't want to start with it. Hello, Shrieker. I have a feeling the next fight will be my last. Pass me that stimulant. No, put it back. Don't pull anything out of me. Yikes. We're sure to die sooner or later, but what of it? That's life in the spires. Master, could you spare the last few drops of your stimulant? Please leave me in peace, strong master. I'm not stealing or begging. I'm just here to get for a bit. Didn't even see the rest of his line, but that's fine. So yeah, we have no way of getting down there. And none of these people seem to be particularly of interest.
It's about time.
Alright, let's check out this mechanism.
Excellence matters.
Tech, you succeeded. The omnisci's power is such that his tech litanies subdue even the twisted spirit of this xeno machine and force it to operate. What did you do? I mean, cool that I fixed their machine. But then what? Did it open a path? No, that's still closed off. Yeah, no. Didn't open any paths for me. I don't know. Well, doesn't seem like there's anything else I can do here that seems obvious. We just have Malice. So, I guess I talk to Malice again? Wasting no time, you approach the scaled ringleader of this rabble. The xenos is clearly more comfortable now. The sleepy torpor induced by the low temperature has been replaced with the languid ease of an undisputed leader in his element. The convector has been repaired. Help me. I guess that's what I repaired, and maybe that's something that he cares about. Why should I? Malice looks at you with contempt. The convector's fixed already. What's the point in me helping you? The little strength you had left in your body has run out. You collapse to the floor, and darkness that nearly extinguished your mind permanently envelops your vision once more. Through the drumbeat of your heart, you hear Malice's voice from somewhere far away. Fine, patch up the humanling. He's proven to be more useful than the rest of you put together. Nice. Sensation slowly returns to your body. Your body is still in pain, but you're no longer on the brink of death. Your wounds have been crudely closed with metal clamps, and your throat is pocked with injector tracks, as if you'd been wearing a neck pillow of needles. The one who rendered this first aid to you was certainly not a qualified chirurgeon, someone who would typically be permitted to minister to the person of the illustrious rogue trader. It looks like you're back with us, but I don't know whether to offer my congratulations or commiseration. The scaled xenos looks at you without the slightest deference. Thank you for your help. Enough talk, help me up. I owe you what's your price, or wait silently for the xenos to continue. Thank you for your help. I don't want your thanks, humanling. You will earn back every stimulant I spent on you. As soon as you stand up, you are seized with a strange sense of unreality. It is as if you are still there in the wicked darkness, and everything around you is merely a twisted mirage. Doubt seeps into your mind like a poison, sundering its contact with your body. You have made a deliberate effort to hold on to the thought that you are you. What is your mind giving you trouble? I saw it latch onto your spinal cord when you were being patched up. A fat, well-fed grub it was, with lots of teeth. It's dying now. They have a short lifespan, and that means its poison is especially toxic. You'll lose touch with reality from time to time, and when the mind maggot dies, the final dose of poison will make you think your body is not your body at all, and then your heart will just stop beating. Dying parasite in the rogue trader's body that is poisoning his mind with its hallucinogenic toxin. Fantastic. I could have pulled that thing out of you, of course, but I thought, why should I? Consider a guarantee of your gratitude towards me. When you've earned your healing, I'll release you from it. The lipless mouth stretches into a bloodthirsty grin. Who are you? I'm Malice, and the rabble you see are my shriekers. We are gladiators, the bleeding meat of the fatal thirst combat arena. We are the beasts who go out there to kill and to die inglorious deaths for the entertainment of the Dark City, and this den is our pleasure ground. Where am I? The snake-like xenos hisses in satisfaction. Gamora, the Dark City, the underside of existence, the realm of the Drukhari. You heard of it, humanling? Why did you decide to help me in the end? You are a cocky whelp, but feeble like all members of your race. Your cockiness has not got you killed yet, which means you must be someone important, and you might be useful. And what is a mind maggot? A kind of translucent slug. It is a parasite that can only be found on this side of reality. Mind maggots feed on your memory, and they inject toxic hallucinations into your mind to stop you resisting. Drukhari can train these creatures and use them to show their victims devious mirages. What do you want from me? Kill for me. Go into the mangled sector and find a freak called the Commissar, one of your kind, and spill his guts for me. Do that, and you will earn my favor. And in the chasm, that counts for a lot. Who is the Commissar? A prisoner of the Drukhari who thinks too highly of himself. Instead of dying in the arena without any fuss, he is hiding, gathering other slaves of your race around him, and making pathetic plans to get his revenge. And many of your kind are listening to him. See how few humanling shriekers there are? They used to all come to me, but now they listen to the Commissar and no longer come. Mangled Sector, what an off-putting name. It's an off-putting place. It's the base in this spire in which we live. Gamora is stitched together from scraps of various dimensions, and in the Mangled Sector, the seams are starting to rip. Space is collapsing in on itself, and entropic radiation is off the scale, spawning all kinds of abominations, and the sector itself is slowly but surely turning into nothing. Some unhinged humanling went there recently. What did they call him? Wersorian? Ah, Wersarian. Abelard. He was old, but strong, and too loud. His visit probably stirred up all the freaks. You should be more careful and quieter than he was. You'd have to be insane to set foot in a place like that. Insane or an outcast like the Commissar, hiding from the hunt. Or you. Why do you want me to do it? I don't want to drag my whole gang into the Mangled Sector. The place will kill off 3 times more fighters than the Commissar's crew will. That means I need to send in an assassin. The Commissar's fighters know my shriekers, but nobody knows you. And besides, you don't have a choice, which means you'll see it through to the end. Going to need a more serious weapon? I really won't. Very well, I'll kill him. I have no interest in killing anyone for you. Well, if he gives me a serious weapon, that's one less serious weapon that his shriekers have to use against me later. And potentially a weapon I can give to Abelard if I find him. Prove that you're useful first. Do this and Malice will see that you have decent toys to play with, but not before. In the meantime, you can pick something out of the junk pile. Malice gestures at a container full of half full of shoddy equipment. I mean, I have no interest in killing anyone for you. That's what you think. I'm not even going to punish you for your disobedience. You'll think about it when you realize that on your own, you won't survive in Komorra without friends. You need shelter, weapons, a healer, and I need what's sitting on the Commissar's shoulders. Bring me his head, and in exchange, I will share my toys with you. They make surviving in Komorra possible. And if you think of lying to me and running, when you're on the street, look out for a humanling dressed in red with a cog on his chest and a face full of misery. See how he is dying alone with nobody to help him? Your death will be just the same. A tech priest? Is that Pascal or just a different tech priest? So there's a box of scrap, like old weapons, that I'm allowed to take from, apparently.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Ah, gladiator's pile, that's probably it. Most of it I've marked as junk for cargo. We'll grab some of the things, just in case more of my crew needs gear. Basic swords, basic axes, basic las guns. Yeah, nothing here is particularly impressive. We'll take the chainmail and the swords. Sniper rifle and the long lasses. And las pistols. Depending on who we find, from our crew. Some of those could be useful. The Terran fabric of space is sparkling with entropic energy, capable of unraveling the threads of matter itself. Is that our way forward? Because it kind of looks like it should be, but it doesn't seem like there's a way to activate it. To the streets of the chasm. Yeah, how do I get to this location you want me to go to, Malice? Humanling, relax with us, take a stimulant and enjoy yourself. I have some questions. Ask away, Humanling, but try not to bore me with your chatter. Tell me if you're kind. The Slith? My kind were a greedy people. We always wanted more. And that's why we were rapacious and indomitable. Nothing could sate our growing appetite. We could have conquered half the universe, if we'd needed to. The bonds that held us together fell away, replaced by more beneficial and attractive alliances, and my kind scattered. Some call it the fall of our civilization, but they did not understand the realization we had come to that no one needs other people. All you need is yourself. Why are you called Malice? The name is an inaccurate reflection of my nature, more or less. It was given to me by Peril, Archon of the Cabal of the Sheared Tongue. He was a competent master and he knew his servants well, which is why he didn't trust any of them and gave me the honor of guarding him. The Archon liked to watch me savage the assassins sent to kill him, and he named me Malice. I fended off 100 attempts on Peril's life, and only once was I too slow, but that was enough to lose my employer, and now I'm here. What are the Shriekers, a gang of criminals? Criminal. In Komorra, the word sounds like a joke. The Shriekers are a gang of the doomed. They live in expectation of their inevitable death in the arena. And that death makes a lot more sense than all the other deaths on offer in the Dark City. We are gladiators. We go into the arena to rip helpless meat to shreds, then we become the helpless meat ourselves, when the end is predetermined. And in the Spires, it's always predetermined. You start to see death in more simple terms. You stop being afraid of it, and you learn to enjoy life. We are a gang of people who enjoy life. There's actually something dignified about this grim readiness to die. Wrap it up in lofty drivel if you like, but in the end, you are animals kept for blood sport. So you've simply resigned yourself. A rather craven choice. A good lie. Do they all truly believe it? You sell it well. Or I see. Yeah, I'm just wondering how long he has been down here leading this gang. Because if it's like, okay, all of them will eventually go into the arena to die. But he's sort of the arena master, but what makes him special where he's been able to avoid getting killed in the arena? Or maybe he has had to fight in the arena and he just always wins because they're a bunch of humans and he's a powerful xeno creature. A good lie. Do they truly believe it? You sell it well. The snake laughs and leans towards you. They believe every word of it. And as long as there are enough believers, the homunculus servants won't drag me off to the arena. Why would they go to the effort of catching meat for the arena when it's all here waiting for them? I want to know more about the arena. The arena is the giver of life in Komorra. Without the psychic sustenance created by pain and suffering, the masters of the Dark City would die off. It's just how they are made. The hungry come to the arena to gorge themselves, and the witch cults that rule the arenas ply their guests with bloody spectacles and heinous torture. The chasm is controlled by the fatal thirst. Not the biggest witch cult, but an old and respected one. 3 succubi stand at its head, Tazara, Koronus, and Sinisthoria, the most influential of all. But Tazara disappeared not long ago, and Sinisthoria's been lying low ever since she forged an alliance between her cult and the Reaving Tempest, so the deadly Koronus is in charge of the arena. How's Komorra structured? Malice's voice turns wistful. Komorra is hidden on the underside of existence and is stitched together from the scraps of various dimensions and spaces. Long ago, the Eldari created this place as a port, but now it is the refuge from she who thirsts. Komorra has more bleeding spires than you can count, powered by the energy of stolen suns. An eternal war for power rages here. Ambitions and passions are the fuel in the fire of an endless conflict of open clashes and covert treachery. The tops of the spires are the domain of the Cabal Archons, and reigning over all is Asdrubal Vect, the supreme overlord of the Cabal of the Black Heart. You will see them, the ruling elite, when you die in the arena, and they will feed on your suffering and gain new youth through it. They seem eternal, they live so long, but they will die one day. Kamora itself will die. It has been dying for thousands of years already, disintegrating at its foundation. Nothing in this world is eternal. Where exactly are we in Kamora? This is the chasm, the place where those destined for the arena of the witch cult of the fatal thirst eke out their existence. It is also where the homunculus' cast-offs end up. Tervantias from the coven of the baleful thorn. He has his own little nook where he conducts his experiments. The chasm is an endless source of raw material for his work, and the best results are destined for the cabal of the Reaving Tempest, the patron of the witch cult, and of Tervantias in particular. Why do you think I wound up here? I couldn't care less why you're here. My guess is you were dumped. The chasm is a cesspit. Everything gets thrown in here. Rubbish, bodies, prisoners. It all simmers together until the Drukhari masters fish out whatever they need from the pot. Fighters, entertainment, living flesh. I have no more questions. Good. In Kamora, unnecessary questions can kill you quicker than a blade. I'm going to ask this again in case we get better information. If I'm to kill the commissar, I will require decent equipment. If I gave you that, it would be all too easy for you. When you leave, I'll enjoy wondering if next time I see you, it'll be in one piece or several. Don't spoil my fun. Okay. So... yeah. We apparently need to go hunt down the commissar. This is interesting, though, because I assume this would be a quick little side tangent for Irliet's quest. Like, companion quest, but this is certainly much bigger than I was expecting. This seems to be main quest, I'm guessing. But if Irliet wasn't in my party, I wonder how we would have gotten here. So do we go back to the streets of the chasm? Because this looks like a portal that would take me somewhere, but clearly it's not. Familiar sense of unreality rolls in, breaking the connection between body and mind. Lovely. This is where we came from.